जाने कैसे सपनों में खो गई अखियाँ, मैं तो हूँ जागी मोरी सो गई अखियाँ। जाने कैसे सपनों में खो गई अखियाँ, मैं तो हूँ जागी मोरी सो गई अखियाँ।
Hello friends, welcome to Sridhar's Geetmala. This episode I thought I will do on one of the most respected and loved uh, filmmakers of Hindi cinema, Rishikesh Mukherjee. The two songs which you just heard are from the early Rishikesh Mukherjee film Anuradha. The music for this film was composed by actually none other than Pandit Ravi Shankar. We'll talk about this more in the video. Filmmaker Rishikesh Mukherjee was one of the most popular and beloved filmmakers in Hindi cinema. A filmmaker known for making light-hearted but socially relevant films. He largely created the aura of the common man. Actors and actresses used to love working for him due to his old world values and ethics. Actors like Rajesh Khanna and Amitabh Bachchan were ready to cut their fees drastically to do his films in the 1970s. Born in Kolkata in 1922, Rishida, as he was fondly known as, started as a cameraman and film editor, having learned editing skills from the famous editor Subodh Mittal, not very imaginatively called as Kenchida. Later he came to Bombay and worked under ace filmmaker Bimal Roy, who was his mentor. He learnt about film direction from Bimal Roy, having assisted him in the classic films like Do Bigha Zameen and Devdas, before making his first film, Musafir, in 1957. Musafir was actually a film based on a story written by Ritwik Ghatak, the famous Bengali director. It's actually a film made of 3 independent short stories. In spite of being an excellent film and having all the cinematic values, it was not very successful. But it was quickly followed by many successful films like Anuradha, Chaya, Asli Nakli, Anupama, Ashirwad, Satyakam, Guddi, Anand, Bawarchi, Abhiman, Namak-Haram, Mili, Chupke Chupke, Alap, Golmaal, Khoobsurat, Bemisal, etc. In 1998, Rishida made Jhoot Bole Kaua Kaate with Anil Kapoor, which flopped. Though as a comedy, as a light-hearted comedy, it was as good as any he had made. But 1998, by 1998, I think the tastes of people had changed, and light-hearted, old-world comedies stopped working. Post the failure, he stopped making films. Rishida was responsible for recognizing the comic talent in Dharmendra and cast him in the hilarious comedy Chupke Chupke. He was also instrumental in establishing Amitabh Bachchan as an actor of reckoning in Anand. He was also a much sought after film editor, and apart from his own films, he also edited a number of films for other directors. Rishida's personal life was rather tragic. He lost his wife very early. He had two sons and lost one of his sons to asthma. Asthma attack happened in a railway station, apparently. He also lost his brother and himself suffered from chronic kidney failures. He had become very reclusive in his final years and succumbed to ill health finally in 2006. He has left behind an enviable volume of work. Hrishikesh Mukherjee's cinema could make you cry, like in the final scene in Anupama, where Sharmila Tagore's emotionally withdrawn father, long resentful of his daughter, comes to the railway station, crying, at the same time secretly rejoicing in her elopement with her lover. Or when Ashok Kumar opens his heart, overcomes his distaste, and makes his daughter-in-law's son, the product of a rape, light his son's pyre in Satyakam. His cinema could make you laugh, you chuckle heartily at the Woodhouseian comedy of Dharam, talking Shuddh Hindi, and Om Prakash's frustration at this in Chupke Chupke, or at a mere moustache which creates so much muddle in Golmaal. His cinema could also make you cry and smile at the same time, as in the final scene of Anand, when Rajesh Khanna breathes his last and Amitabh starts raving at his still form for going silent, and suddenly and unexpectedly a recorded speech of Rajesh Khanna starts playing. Rishida also gave us some excellent music in his films. He had an excellent ear for music and always managed to get the best out of his composers, be it Salil Chaudhary, Shankar Jagishan, Sachin Dev Burman, or Rahul Dev Burman. While Hrishikesh Mukherjee made a lot of really good films, for me two films really stand out. Both of them deal with frustrations of a woman protagonist and how she chooses finally to liberate herself from her present condition. There are no villains, but only circumstances. The first film was Anuradha, where Leela Naidu plays the wife of an idealistic doctor, played by Balraj Sahni, who is too busy, who loves his wife, but is too busy serving people to give any time to his wife or encourage his talent. The other film is Anupama, made in 1966, starring Sharmila Tagore as a motherless girl growing up with a loveless father who can't help but resent her for no fault of hers. Both the films have been directed with great sensitivity, and apart from the excellent acting performances, both the films arguably had the best musical score of Rishida's career. In Anuradha, he asked none other than Pandit Ravi Shankar to compose music, and what a soul-stirring set of songs they were. Since the film was so thematic, the song had to perfectly match the running theme. So, on the one hand, you had the ebullient "Jaane kaise sapnon mein kho gayi akhiyan," sung by a girl who's just been proposed to and who's just dreaming of entering the married life with the person she loved. At the same time, you also had "Kaise din beete, kaise beeti ratiyan," or the most haunting "Haaye re wo din kyo na aaye re," composed by Pandit Ji in Rag Janasamohini, which so poignantly portrays the loneliness of a woman in spite of having a loving husband who just does not have the time for her. Again in Anupama, कुछ दिल ने कहा कुछ भी नहीं, composed by Hemant Kumar, must surely rate as one of his best compositions. With minimal musical instrument, the song so beautifully conveys how a girl, a very reserved girl and a very shy girl, shy to the extent of not opening her mouth in front of other people, lets herself go when she is alone in the company of nature. The film also opens with another beautiful Lata song, Dheere Dheere Machal, Ae Dile Bekarar, which portrays and clearly shows a husband punch drunk on love for his new wife.
धीरे धीरे मचल ए दिले बेकरार, धीरे धीरे मचल ए दिले बेकरार, कोई आता है यूं तड़प के न तड़पा मुझे बार बार, कोई आता है धीरे धीरे मचल ए दिले बेकरार.
New wife. And finally the beautifully composed Ya Dil Ki Suno Duniya Walo in the silken voice of Hemant Kumar himself. Please listen to me rendering the same with headphones. Thank you.
या दिल की सुनो दुनिया वालों, या मुझको अभी चुप रहने दो, मैं हमको खुशी कहते कह दूं, जो कहते उनको कहने दो. या दिल की सुनो दुनिया वालों, या मुझको अभी चुप कहने दो या दिल की सुनो दुनिया वालों। ये फूल चमन में कैसा खिला, ये फूल चमन में कैसा खिला, माली की नजर में प्यार नहीं, हंसते हुए क्या क्या देख लिया, अब बहते हैं आंसू बहने दो या दिल की सुनो दुनिया वालों। एक ख्वाब खुशी का देखा नहीं, एक ख्वाब खुशी का देखा नहीं, देखा जो कभी तो भूल गए, मांगा हुआ तुम कुछ दे न सके, जो तुमने दिया वो सहने दो या दिल की सुनो दुनिया वालों। क्या दर्द किसी का लेगा कोई, क्या दर्द किसी का लेगा कोई, इतना तो किसी में दर्द नहीं, बहते हुए आंसू और बहे, अब ऐसी तसल्ली रहने दो या दिल की सुनो दुनिया वालों, या मुझको अभी चुप रहने दो, मैं गम को खुशी कैसे कह दूं, जो कहते हैं उनको कहने दो या दिल